And now, That Financial Guy with Keith and Jack Wilson, spreading a wealth of information.
Welcome back to another episode of That Financial Guy Show, starring Keith and Jack Wilson. I am Jack Wilson.
I am Keith Wilson. We are practicing financial advisors, which, you know what that means? That means we're actually giving financial advice to our clients. So we have our own firm, Wilson Financial Advisors, and we're out here spreading hopefully what is to be called a wealth of information, trying to help you along your personal finance journey. I want to ask you something, Jack.
All right.
It's towards the end of the year. Do you feel secure?
I sure do, and I think that this
that was a segue, by the way.
This little thing that you're doing, it's not going to be.
No, I try to give segues.
You are going to fall on your face.
I like it.
You will fail.
We're going to talk about Secure Act 2.0.
You could have just said that.
I know, but I wanted to say, do you feel secure, to lead into that? I think it's pretty interesting. This is going to change retirement plans big time. So the Secure Act 2.0, it's in a bill is being passed, or they're in the midst of passing this bill. They've been working on it for some time now.
It definitely looks promising, though.
I think it is. I think
it's generally gained bipartisan approval. So Democrats, Republicans they're trying to work together with this, but in the end, it's looking positive.
I think it's very positive, because if they don't do it this year, then they're going to kick the can, go to next
Restart
year,
the whole thing.
And we've got a new Congress makeup, and they'll have to redo the whole thing again. So I think it's going to pass. So we want to talk about that, how it affects you. We just want to highlight a few of the changes, because the bill is very thick, but we want to highlight some of the changes that are being proposed that affects your retirement plans. So you got the list. I don't even have it. So you got it. Let's talk about it.
This is not really in any order, but this first one is pretty important in my opinion. But that's the update to required minimum distributions, so your RMDs. So a proposal is trying to delay the age of when you take it to age 73, starting next year. But the start date for distributions would shift to age 74 in 2029, and then age 75 in 2032.
All right, that's pretty big. So with the Secure Act 1.0, which was passed in December 2019 and enacted in 2020, they upped the age from 70 and a half to age 72. So currently it's 72. Now they're bumping it up to 73, then 74, and 75 gradually. So why is this important? Because required minimum distribution, if you have a 401k IRA, not a Roth, well, let's just talk about a traditional IRA or 401k. Currently, if you're age 72 or older, the IRS, the government, forces you to pull some money out, which is called a required minimum distribution. Why do they do that? Well, you've had a tax break all these years. You haven't paid taxes on the money that's gone into it and the growth. Well, the government's not going to let you do that forever, so they want to get the tax revenue out. And now they're pushing it up, eventually to age 75 if this is passed. It's kind of a good thing, because some people find themselves in retirement and they say, I really don't need this IRA. I don't want to pull it out and be taxed on it. So this calls for some good tax planning.
Absolutely.
With your retirement plan. So number one, RMD, a big change.
Yeah, to go with that, another big part of RMDs is if you don't take that RMD out in a timely manner, you get hit with that big old 50%.
There is a 50%
penalty
excise tax penalty, whatever you want to call it. So some people forget to take the RMD, and we're
50% of what you're trying to take out.
What you were supposed to take,
gone.
Yeah, it's gone. But they're gonna reduce that.
The proposal is trying to come down to 25, even 10%. I mean, if you don't take it out in a timely manner, they're still going to say, hey, we're going to hit you with this, but they're trying to
reduce
come down
that to 10 or
25 to
10 or
10%,
25%. So that's helpful for those people that forget. And I've also heard that even if you do forget and, oh no, it's January now the next year, because you got to pull that RMD out before December 31st. Even if it's January of the next year, okay, let's get it out now, count it for the year previous. I'm hearing in the proposal that they'll even waive that.
Trying to be a little more lenient with you.
Yeah.
What we have next is auto enrollment in 401k plans, which I think is kind of pretty. I think that's cool because the proposal is saying, hey, employers, when you get a new employee, you have to automatically enroll them into your plan, which now they have that option.
It's almost forcing you to get into that retirement plan. So I've got mixed feelings on this.
I can see.
I really do.
Can see how it would be helpful because let's say you're a young person, you're not really taking retirement seriously, and it's kind of hard when you're young. Because you're like, no, I want to get my money right here and right now. But the proposal is saying, all right, hey, look, if you are, actually, this is another big thing. If you are automatically contributing 3%, they're gonna add 1% each year until it's 10% that you're contributing.
That's in the proposal. I don't
unless you choose to opt out of it.
If that gets passed, but it's a good point of think about it.
Not everyone's going to be able to contribute 10% into their 401k, but I think it's a good kickstarter to your retirement.
You got to be ready, and you got to be prepared. You get a new job right now. You get a new job, and they mention, we have a 401k. Okay, whatever, and you may not even realize or think about, okay, well, I want to contribute 3% of my salary. Well, with this new proposal, it's automatic. Doesn't mean you are forced to do it, but it's up to you to say, wait a minute, I don't want to enroll. The way it is now, it's up to you.
It's not like you're stuck in it.
No, it's not like you're stuck in it.
You'd have to manually say, hey, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, auto enrollment. It's a way to force you to save for retirement, I guess.
And the simplest way to say it, I guess.
Yep.
Next, we got the increase in catch-up contributions. If you're age 50 or older, there's already catch-up contribution limits, but now they got a couple different proposals, but one's from ages 62 to 64 or another 60 to 63. They're saying, hey, we want to add 10,000 additional to your 401k or 403b.
Right now, with IRAs, it's $1,000 catch-up contribution. Starting in 2023, that contribution to an IRA is going to be $6,500 with an additional $1,000, and then with 401ks in 2023, jumping up to $22,500 plus an additional amount if you're over 50. So what they're proposing is we're even going to give you more that you can contribute once you reach 62, 63, 64. This is really getting you pumped up and pumping up your 401k and your retirement plan. So that's pretty cool.
Another big one we have is the penalty-free early withdrawals.
In 2019, when they passed it, the Secure Act 1.0, they did do we're going to waive that penalty, 10% penalty. So in other words, if you withdraw money from your 401k or your IRA and you're under 59 and a half, not only do you pay taxes, but you have a 10% penalty. So Secure Act 1.0, they said, we're going to waive that penalty if it's for adoption. Now it's for other items, hardships.
Well, this is also saying, all right, we're giving you 3 years now, because with that first one, there wasn't really a time frame of when do you need to pay this back. So now they're saying, hey, you have 3 years to fully repay to avoid penalties. But yeah, with hardship, meaning if you're subject to domestic abuse, you can take out without getting hit with that 10%
penalty. And I think with the taxes, it's going to be spread over 3 years.
Yeah.
Because you still have to pay taxes. So another clause in this bill is if there's a declared disaster in your area, that's obviously a hardship. If there's a declared disaster in your area, you can withdraw from your retirement plan. They waive the 10% penalty. You still pay taxes, but they're allowing you to spread that over a 3-year period. So that's nice as well.
Up next, this is going to hit home for a lot of our younger folks that are listening. So retirement plan contributions for those with student loan debts.
Oh.
So this is saying...
This is cool. Now, I like this.
This is saying that employers are going to make contributions to workplace saving plans for employees who are still repaying student loans. So this is going to definitely help our young people.
Because right now, there's a big debate on student loan forgiveness. At first, the president signed an executive order, and then states are like saying, "Oh, not so fast."
They're kind of declaring that a little unlawful.
Yeah, a little bit. But
that's kind of up in the air right now.
Here's a way to pay down student loan debt, not out of your own pocket.
Right.
We love employer matches. We have always said when you contribute to a 401k, at least contribute to the company match, whether it's 3, 5, 6, whatever, because that's free money.
Right.
Now this is free money. You're contributing to a 401k into your retirement plan. And now if this is passed, by the way, it's proposed that the company match, whatever that match is, can go straight to your student loan debt. It's not coming out of your pocket. So that's a cool
definitely
thing.
going to also kind of going back to kickstarting your retirement, and not necessarily your retirement, but this is going to get you kind of get rid of those student loans so you can get on track with your retirement, not have that in the way.
Right.
Because we see that a lot with younger folks, just kind of starting out.
And they're saddled with a student loan debt.
It ranges from whatever, 10,000 to 100,000 student loan debt.
But here's a way you can tackle both.
Mind.
You can tackle both. I'm going to save for my retirement out of my own contributions and let the company match deal with the rest. So that's exciting news on that one.
Another exciting one here is Roth employer contributions. So forever, it's been, hey, we offer 401k and a Roth 401k. We're only going to match
to the traditional, not the Roth.
So now they're saying the proposal is allowing employers to match contributions
into the Roth
401k. Not required, but
no, you won't get a tax deduction on a Roth contribution. But even if you were, a lot of people say, I want to contribute 100% of my contribution. I want it to go into the Roth. And before this proposal, if it's going to be passed, the company says, yeah, we're going to match you, but we're not going to put it in the Roth.
Right.
We're going to put it in the traditional. So this is exciting to where you can create the two buckets. Maybe you contribute to the traditional and have the company match go into the Roth portion.
That's kind of a big deal.
So that is a huge deal. And a lot of this is, what we're talking about. Hopefully we're adding value and you're getting something from this. And that's why we're out here putting these videos out there to help you along your personal finance journey. If you have found value in this, please subscribe to the channel. That's my quick commercial. We would really appreciate it. I think a couple more I want to talk about. We talked about the Roth match.
Let's go over the SEP and Simple.
The SEP and Simple, and I think this is very important. SEP, S-E-P, that's for self-employed people. Simple IRA is usually for smaller companies, less than 100 employees. And they have no Roth options to them before this bill, if it's passed. This bill is proposing, hey, you got a Simple? We're going to allow that Simple plan to have a Roth option for your contribution. This is super important, especially with a SEP, because that's a self-employed person. So let's say you're an entrepreneur and you're doing great, and you've got a SEP plan, and you make too much money to contribute to a regular Roth.
Right.
Well, you're kind of stuck unless you had a 401k Roth option. And this is another way to introduce the Roth with simple IRAs and SEP IRAs. I love it. The last one I want to talk about, I think, is this emergency savings. So, I have mixed emotions on this one too, because I preach all the time, emergency fund, emergency fund, emergency fund. However, I know starting out, it's kind of tough. You want to start your retirement plan. What they're proposing in the Secure Act 2.0 is it will allow you to tap into your 401k for an emergency, up to $1,000 per year. And in the next year, in order to tap another $1,000 if it's an emergency, you have to have contributions going into it.
I mean, for the most part, if we're talking about 401k loans here, I know it's not necessarily that.
This is not a 401k loan, but
but not a huge fan of that unless it's dire to take a loan out like that.
It could kind of enable you a little bit.
I like this because they're actually putting, all right, you can only take it back out again
if you make a contribution in the next year.
And it's only once per year.
It's only once per year. So these are the highlights of some of these changes. These are
for the most part. I think it's outstanding.
I think this thing's going to pass. Who knows? By the time you listen to this podcast or see it on YouTube, it may have already been passed with some or all of these proposals that they're proposing. And we'll follow up with, the details of how it works. But I think it's good for the most part. It's sweeping changes. It's setting every community up for retirement, the Secure Act 2.0. So I think, like I said, we'll follow up once they pass it. It's the end of the year by the time you see or listen to this podcast. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that good stuff. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm, gets our message out there, helping folks just like you. So we'll see you next time.
Peace.